or is there any kind of swap possible? Considering Bloodseeker could potentially be offlane, and then you can put the Ember safe, or you can put something tanky in the mid lane against the Husker that might be able to do a little better.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah,
you can dodge the lane.
Cool.
You can dodge the lane. I think there. So if you dodge the lane, like what? Let's see. Now then it could make the lineup a little bit awkward, right? Because if you pick some like Nina or Viper or something like that, you maybe don't have the traditional either collapse hero or sort of offlane balance that you would.
Yeah, their drafts is gonna become imbalanced for sure.
But I love to see this from LGD. This would be the game in the Quinn answer, and I love to see that because they're just like, okay, this is just like a slap in the face if you're gonna do, you know, like, all right, if this is how you're gonna do it, then we're gonna try to punish that.
I love that. Probably Xiaowei taking initiative here. He's like, yo, nothing today. you gotta play it, bro.
I feel like Spirit is probably gonna try and take a Magnus if LGD doesn't ban it, but there's no way that they don't ban it, right? Because Magnus is so good with the 2 cores they already have. They can empower and actually catch back or scale against like Doom and Huskar. Oh, they didn't ban it.
I mean, I think the Magnus is gonna be so greedy for them that it might not matter what they have, because LGD are gonna be like too big and they're gonna hit such a powerful timing for their lineup.
Yeah, that's what they're banning out here, right? With the Luna Clinks, they're afraid of this sort of like quick high ground timing where they also don't have no way to really like clear waves that well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but there's still a Lycan in the pool if they want to go that route.
Or LGD?
For LGD?
Yeah. I mean, Lycan is not amazing against Bloodseeker, but against all the other heroes, it's pretty good. Why not? Could be good.
Oh, a Razor.
There's the Razor. I mean, Team Spirit requires like they rely on Clockwork so much for, you know, setting up everything in this game, and I'm not sure the Mira is gonna handle that pressure. Like their lineup is so passive.
It's very imbalanced looking, right? It's just such a weird. You have
three cores farming waves.
All right, what we're gonna have. They got a long time to think about the final piece of the puzzle. Which boxes does it need to tick? It needs to be able to have a high tempo, fall in line with the Huskar, right?
Yeah, I think some playmaking potential for the early game would be nice, like some Void Spirit. No, Void Spirit is bad against Bloodseeker either. Like something that can be active in the early.
Well, that cannot be active in the early game.
Or that.
Okay, what do you make of that?
I mean, I understand the reason for that. They just want to push the lanes out, delay the game. Huskar is gonna have, like, they're gonna win few lanes with it. I think 2 or 3 lanes are gonna be in the LGD favor, and they're gonna they can just scale against Team Spirit lineup because they don't have like much of a, you know, illusion clear. They have only like Laurel hero for that. But I'm not sure. I'd rather prefer them, you know, go for the early lineup to put the pressure on them with the Huskar timings.
I think actually having this Naga just means now the win condition is the Doom. Like, yeah, sure, you have Oracle to press your R on a hero, and they can't really die immediately from the Doom, but this Doom can also get Aghanim, right? And he can just keep following the Ember, and your Ember is kind of useless in a team fight anyway. So I'm not too sure what this Naga is for. Like you said, like, sure, Spirit heroes are not good at dealing with illusions, but you kind of want a hero that can go along with the Huskar's tempo, and Naga is pretty slow, I would assume.
Even considering this, I still like LGD lineup way more, just because the Spirit is like kind of wonky.
I do. Naga lets them play the map a little bit better, obviously, with the pushing out waves and the illusions. It gives them a fight reset. I think it scales pretty well this game. I mean, you like that against like Bloodseeker and stuff, right? Even and Razor, even if not against Ember. I do think that LGD is much more likely to get to their scale this game, and I like LGD's draft this game as well, because I think Spirit's cores are frankly very awkward together.
Yeah.
All right, so we believe in a game 3.
We sure do.
We sure do. Okay, heard it here from the panel. Let's see if PSG.LGD can keep their tournaments alive for now. We're heading over to Cap and SPG.
Oh, you know I would love a game 3, and it seems our panel it's not to happen too. They believe that's going to happen. Avery, you're always a pessimist, realist. You're a realist.
I
Are we going to see a game 3?
with it.
Would you say you're an optimist?
I think I'm human.
Commentator.
Do I think I see game 3? Yeah, probably. I don't know. This looks like tough game for Spirit because I think the Naga pick is just there. All right, you have Huskar. He's going to delete Ember mid.
Yeah.
The one downside of Huskar is you picked it into the Bloodseeker, which is something we saw Gaming do.
Yeah.
Remember after that game, Quinn said that matchup is basically the most miserable match for Huskar.
Yeah.
So you pick Naga. Basically, when Huskar goes in and he gets ruptured, Bloodseeker wants to fight him. You just sleep.
Then he BKBs.
Yeah, but
Or
then
the
you have an
sleep.
isolated Bloodseeker.
They also have Tombstone save.
Yes, they also have Tombstone.
That is actually pretty massive. That combo of saves is pretty nasty when Bloodseeker's whole job is just, I'm going to just take out the Huskar boys.
And then I feel like the Naga can help deal with the Razor. Because this matchup's pretty sad for Razor. So I think in theory, the team fight should be pretty hard for Spirit. Because once that happens, I don't really know what you're doing. Like, Huskar's just sitting there. He has Soul Rip behind him. He has a Tombstone. He has potentially Doom Auras. And then you just can't do anything to him. So Team Spirit kind of need to man up in that BK reiteration. And I think you should have some answers to it. The one thing is Team Spirit's lanes can be very good. And that
About to get even better with the first blood for Yatoro.
Yeah, Yatoro might just pop off and carry again.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. I mean, he's always going to have super high thirst because of the Huskar. That's why this matchup is so bad.
Yeah.
It's just about the interactions that the Huskar makes the game terrible for his team because Bloodseeker is always pumped. That part I think Team Spirit can abuse here.
Wow, look at that. Get first blood, get first ward. Look at them. Look at their experience. They're all going to get level 2 before their opposition.
This is super nice. Absolutely the dream start here for Spirit, and they won it in this game because you are going to have that Ember Huskar mid matchup, which is just awful. There is no way to outplay it.
Can you fix it with rotations in this?
Seems unlikely. I mean, Oracle Clock are not the best at ganking the Huskar mid from the Dire side. It's pretty weird. I don't think NTS should get ganked too easy.
Yeah.
And I think you're in a situation where the second you bring supports off the lanes, LG are going to start to punish your cores. Like, you have Techies on 9. In theory, 2 very strong laning supports that, if you're not playing the straight up 2v2, I don't see Yatoro and Collapse being too happy to just be sitting there getting hit by Techies or hit by Decays. That sounds miserable.
Yeah, I actually think PSG.LGD are more likely to make a rotation from a support successful because it's Techies on Dire side, right? So you get up on that high ground behind the Ember Spirit, who's already in a losing matchup. You know, all of a sudden blast off from the high ground. That's
Very real
pretty dangerous.
possibility, especially if New can get a fast Vanguard or a good creep and he can sit down here for the 1v2.
Once he's self-sufficient, things will get a lot more dangerous for Laurel. So, once again, a lot of attention is going to be on Laurel. Well, actually, maybe game 1 there was way more attention on Yatoro, but Laurel still had a very good game 1. Didn't die a single time. Now, he's going to have a similarly strong performance, but in a much worse situation. Like, he's going to have to do a lot with very little.
I mean, he's not going to have that performance. I'll tell you that much. There's no way. This man goes 7-0 and 17 again, just give him a ring. Like, there's no way he should pop up that hard in this game. He's going to be the sacrificial one here for Spirit. Just going to have to make up for it with the other 2 cores. You know, like he did last game.
Yeah.
Also, this lane is just... Naga's a weird lane for Razor. You can kind of deal with illusions a little bit at the start, but I think over time, it's just not that happy of a matchup in the game. So I think Collapse will find farm here, but I'm curious what he chooses to itemize here and how much he wants to scale. Because you do have a Midas option on the Razor. You really want to push this to like refresher territory with Eyes of the Storm and stuff. It just depends on what timing Team Spirit are playing for here. Messed up, but he's still okay.
We'll see how much they're able to pressure and keep him off of being able to get some heals.
That's a big deal. If they can keep this Bloodseeker low, it helps because he is going to have the thirst coming in. So if you keep him low, then Yu's in a better position. The trades aren't as good for Team Spirit. Maybe you can get some camps up for the Doom. There are no camps currently. T-Spirit not really able to convert on these trades too much.
Clockwork
It's not working.
versus Naga in lane sounds pretty miserable, honestly.
Here for Team Spirit early on. As the mid advantage is starting to build, NTS has 13 denies. But I expect it to become very bad in the next.
What would you even say the standard CS should?
I have no idea. I mean, infinite
It's
to
just
zero.
like a lot, right?
Yeah, you can't divide by 0, so I think that is the Huskar Ember matchup. Indivisible.
Well,
He's almost dead here. Right?
yeah.
This is where it just gets impossible. Laurel, you did your best. I commend you. But you are absolutely screwed.
Seeker running around, collapse, taking a lot of damage. Now Mira also going to be similarly in trouble. Kills the tombstone though, and I think that'll allow him to escape successfully.
Yeah, but this is a Razor lane this game. He gets what he wants. NTS denies the water rune. Because I do not need this filthy regen.
He wants the greater attack speed. He wants to be low.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Still a level ahead. So this is where you can start to gank the Ember if LG want to commit the resource support. It's up to Planet. His call. Does he want to leave you alone? There's a Harpy creep in the camp too. Oh.
That was close. That could have been a big difference.
And I honestly think Planet might have... He should have maybe just pulled the aggro off or something. That's a big creep to get. I mean, you can always recast it though, because your cooldown's lower. Less intensive. They'll find Y up top. Finally, that... And Laurel has towards top and look for a Brood here as even Makoshka. They brought 4 up
no
here.
mirror image. She is very dead. Heavy rotation by
smoking rocks. Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a... Dire is scanning for enemies. I'll be able to catch a glimpse of them nude. Ah, they came back after all. All right, looks like Dire's top tower is in some trouble. And they're back. See, Greg? I told you they weren't cowards. Radiant's middle tower
positive.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a brick. Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoking rocks.
Trickster's rune of illusion.
Radiant's
think with this Darkseer pick, it's even more apparent that LGD has
just be free and do whatever you want.
Thank you, thank you. Bye bye.
Whoa!
Okay.
Not what you expected?
thank you.
Just be
Bye-bye.
free and do whatever you want.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a bit. Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoking rocks. Radiant's scanning around for enemies. Big bulging eyes. It's just Dyer's middle tower is insured. Dyer's scanning all over for enemies. I promise this will get more exciting. Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a brick. Radiant's middle tower is about to be Man, Radiant does not like Dyer's bottom tower, and it shows. Dyer's top tower, I'd put on a hard hat. That baby is coming down. Dyer's top tower is really taking a beat. Radiant's bottom has cashed in its brick chips. scanning for enemies. Maybe for friends. Dyer has killed Roshan the Immortal. Gonna question that title. Looks like Radiant's courier just kicked the biscuit. Radiant's middle tower is about to be a open rock. Dyer figured out where Radiant's top tower is. Radiant's top tower, I'd shut my eyes. Looks like Radiant's top tower is being torn down. Radiant's top tower just got stomped to pieces. Good stuff. Radiant's courier
Increase your
just took
stun
the-
duration. I don't know if that changes too much in this Huskar matchup, but maybe it does. Like, it might guarantee a better hook cog back into Blood Rate Rupture or something.
Sure.
I don't know. It's an interesting choice. I would have thought they maybe go for more utility on the supports this game instead of greedy items because you have 3 carries basically.
Yeah.
That's why I think the Ags on clock and Aether Lens from Poshka's. You got some greedy items. And I think Yatoro is dead again.
They are going to get off the false promise, and he's going to TP away. If they
I'd
can
actually
stop him, he's good. Yeah, I think that Fountain Heal will easily outdo the damage dealt, but they will still trade off support. And it's another BKB encore.
All right, Maposhka bails him out, wasting this Aegis timer from LGD, or at least trying to as the Ember split pushes the waves to catch up. Just hard to catch up in this game because while you're stalling for Ember to recover, the Doom is pulling ahead. You know, these are the types
Doom
of
is
games.
pulling ahead. The Naga Siren is
Yes.
getting to a point where you can't deal with the illusions anymore.
He already has an Orchid as well. It's just more pain waiting for Laurel when he enters that fight. These are the types of games that generally Doombringer wins because the game is very stalled out, and if you don't tempo him before the greed pays off, it's just gonna get too big.
Whoa, look at that play. I mean, Maposhka might still die for it. Actually, they're going to jump on Yatoro instead. Any
Let's go.
Tombstone? Tombstone goes out now, but they don't really have the vision for Yatoro. Really great move there. Fortune's End on himself, knowing the Orchid was going to come out from Shiro. Just like you would do with the global silence play. Really great heads-up move by Maposhka. Good.
I think Sky might win the one.
I don't know. Keeps at it. Keeps his nose to the grindstone. Look shot over the side here
That's a good
on
one.
you. Very good pickoff. He has Doom. He's actually trying to get it off with Hurricane. Pushes himself close to tier 2. The Crimson Guard is helping out a lot. Y can give him a small little bumper in heals, but it's not nearly enough. The never-ending damage from the Razor.
Nice attempt with the Hurricane. I was wondering what he was doing with that Doom, but he actually almost got out of there.
Thank you.
26-10.
Bye-bye.
Says Laurel.
Yep, that will be the time that Roshan is back up.
And NTS says thank you. Appreciate that. Little info share. Well, you're going to push towards Blood Mist and probably try and win that fight for the second Rosh here if you're Team Spirit. Seems like your best opportunity back in this game. Ag's done for Mira, so you have overclocking, some extra rocket flares and damage in the cogs. Might help you eventually kill this Huskar if it gets to it. Don't really have like any Vessel Buyer or anti-healing though. That part kind of sucks. Spirit in this game. And it will be the Blink for NTS, so very aggressive Huskar build here with the Blink Halberd, Rogue Bow for some extra range, and just going AC. He just wants to win the physical man fight here. That's going to be a lot of minus armor between the AC, the Riptides coming through. You even have Toughness Aura right now on Mew. So LG kind of gearing up for the physical armor battle here a bit.
Yeah.
Recognizing that is pretty much the only way Team Spirit are going to kill their heroes, by punching them in the face.
How much longer until, oh, I guess our Aegis is expired, huh? Didn't really get a ton of value out of that, I think.
I got some decent farm. But yeah, it's not like this is not going to be some early high ground game for LGD.
Sure.
I just don't think it's the type of fight they want to take.
Yeah, maybe once they have hard on Shiro, they'll be a little bit more on the offensive.
That'll definitely ramp it up. He is closing in on it very fast here, 300 gold.
Making a move. Now with Collapse, who's down here, he is going to run into Ward Vision. LGD might be too far away to catch him, though. Yeah. He spends some time here farming Ancients, but he will not.
You're going to have to think about the BKB control for LGD this game, too. You have a Doom, but outside of that...
Yeah, at some point, do you think you want Ags on Naga Siren?
That's what I'm thinking. I think the Ags on Naga is really good late game here. The taunt for Huskar is also another mechanism you can get in there and start the initiation with Blink Taunt. Be another nice tool for LGD. You can also get the... Or they already have the grab ally off the Tombstone Shard. So that's another way to stall the BKB duration, right? If Razor goes in BKB linking someone and you throw him in the Tombstone, does he still drain damage? He probably does, but he's not dealing damage, I assume.
Yeah. I bet that automatic attack doesn't go off on the Tombstone or anything. They also have the reactive taser for the techies. So both their supports are actually really good at stopping the single target right-click damage of Team Spirit. Man, there are so many problems for them, even if they manage to push this late. I mean, Laurel is thinking about Lincoln's Radiance as a build.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, I get the idea, but there's no way this is an inventory that like wins you this game. I refuse to believe Lincoln's Radiance.
I mean, it's a build that will get you to go
not gonna do any damage.
Late game.
You're just gonna run around and burn them for a minute and win the fight?
Get some miss percentage off on the Huskar.
This feels like
they don't go MKB. You got to give them that. The miss percent is value in that regard.
But this build is absolutely awful at helping you contest that second Roche or defend your base.
They're going to try and do the Tormentor right as PSG.LGD went for the gank. They're going to run into Maposhka first, so that's pretty decent. Nothing to say, almost dying here, but they do have the heals, and he still has BKBs. So.
Maposhka keep getting out of these.
Good positioning. I think Mira's trying to snipe him when he armlet toggles, but he's healthy enough. They see him TPing away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a solo clock. You want to hook into this? Good luck.
Go get him. Mira.
They do know NTS left. I don't think they can do anything about it. LG pushing towards this next Roshan. Get an Aegis on the Huskar with Ags, and then maybe you can go high ground. You have a lot of auras and sustain being built up. Solar Crest for Y. Force and Mech Planet going into Lotus here. He is very farm. There's so much utility they're going to be able to throw on this Huskar with the high ground push. And you're going to have Song to bail him out too. I mean, at some point you can also get the Naga Shard here. With an extra heal. That's where I feel like the Song counter to the Rupture is nice.
Oh,
even if the Bloodseeker's BKB, you're still healing the Huskar.
Oh, Lincoln's. Gotcha.
Yeah, he did get him.
First reveal to Lincoln's does work. Though I don't think Team Spirit can take advantage of this ability being on cooldown. That's the sad part. Or maybe they can. Shiro. Song. Goes off. DP out. Bye.
Patrol's gonna farm them illusions though. Free gold.
He will try.
Link the illusion too. God damn. You're getting some value out of this.
Really looking on the silver linings.
I mean, you got to take what you can get in this game.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle from the draft.
Well, the Aghanim Scepter is almost done for the Bloodseeker, so maybe that's a turnaround point, especially with his matchup against the Naga Siren specifically.
They're getting there. Like, they are getting to a position where maybe they can contest this Roche. It's going to be very close, though, because it is spawned. LGD, they're not running there. They should be soon. That is Ags done for your Huskar, and he is hasting top. TS is ready to slay here. Anybody he sees, he's going in. That is a very scary Ags for Team Spirit to deal with. These taunts are going to be brutal in the fight.
Yeah, it just makes that Lincoln's usage all the more important for Laurel.
But Yatoro does get to his own. The Blood Mist online. In theory, Team Spirit can contest his Roche, especially with Mira's position right now.
Yeah, Mira, what do you...
I mean, they know. Yeah. They should know he's up there.
Wait a minute.
Guys.
Where'd that rocket come from?
Yeah, do the geometry here.
Yeah, you do a little bit of triangulation.
Oh, they got him.
Ah, he spotted him, long on him, and he'll die.
Now, yeah. I think that's one of those rockets you throw, and you're like, wait a minute.
He buys back immediately. They're going to try and defend this.
Yeah, this is... I guess he stalled it up. The thing is, he has no TP because he tried to TP out, so he has to walk. But this Roche is getting stalled. It will give Spirit the fight that they want to try and get back in this game.
Oh, that slide is so annoying. Broke a lot of the smoke there.
Nullifier.
Yeah, and the rocket's going to spot him now. The smoke is gone.
Get a decent position, though. The thing is, LGD can just send Naga Illusions in and drop a Tombstone for vision.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be in the pit.
Yeah, just going to cut the tree. Then find the Oracle.
Yeah,
that is the best.
Tombstone kill, the Oracle, best kill you can have. The Blood Right's gonna go down, but he still has the BKB. They actually put him inside the Tombstone, and they use... Okay, they hop out, put the Doom inside. Now Nothing to Say will pop out and fight you totally.
Literally whack-a-mole.
This is a nice little musical chairs. Nothing to Say, committing. He will die for it, but it's the damage too much. He may be enough to be able to kill. Collapse, he's slowed down by the Nullifier. They have to deal with Laurel, but he's got the Doom on him now, so he's definitely dead. Nothing to Say gave up his life so that Mew could survive. As long as the Rocket Flare doesn't kill him, he blinked away just in time.
Nice toggling on this grab ally.
That was sick.
I don't know who did it, but it definitely worked out well as they threw NTS in first, then they threw New in after the Rupture comes out, and yeah, NTS will go down, so it's going to stall up this Roche a bit more here for LGD, but I think Shiro can probably commit if he wants anyway.
Sure.
And you're going to bring Huskar back in to pick up the Aegis. Still a very solid fight for LGD and a very difficult one for Team Spirit to take, especially when your Oracle gets jumped first.
Yeah, Oracle dying first is the worst case scenario for them.
Bloodmist doing some work here. Like, yo, bro, let me in, dog. I don't want to be out here.
Let me in.
NTS, fine. I'll fight your battles. Yatoro, he is dealing some damage, and it's that song interaction as well. It just stops the team from helping him out.
Mira going for the big plays right now. Refresh,
try.
Jadot goes in. Oh, the Undying. Maybe he can get that. Maybe he can get the Aegis. He gets neither. Flying ducks inside of his Tombstone. Not that it was needed.
And got the cheese on the Undying there.
Yeah.
But LGD giving up nothing. That hook shot, that was a valiant attempt, but in vain. Now the high ground. It's open for LGD. Unfortunately, they didn't get the Aegis on the Huskar here, which makes that high ground a little more difficult unless Shiro feels confident enough to go up there himself, which I guess would be possible.
Yeah, I feel like there's no problem with him doing that.
No, I don't think it's out of the question. Team Spirit do have some poke though. Like, you have Blood Rights, you have Plasma Field, you have Slights coming through. I don't know how fast this Naga siege is going to be. Maybe LG just don't want to siege at all. Maybe they just want to kill you on the map. They can catch you.
It's a big if when it comes to Laurel's Ember Spirit anyway, but the others are probably a lot easier to catch.
And I mean, next big items for Team Spirit, it's going to be MKB for Yatoro and a Refresher for Collapse. But these are very far away, and LGD know it.
The will they, won't they question being answered. PSG.LGD at least going to have an early poke.
He was setting up. He wants to catch this Ember.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty good ward that saw Yatoro go up here. Oh, it's not the Ember, it's the Bloodseeker. You should get him here.
That is going to be a sick catch. As soon as he spots him, hit the Centaur Stun, got the Doom off on him.
That's super nice.
Now he just needs more TP rotation.
No, he
in fact, no, he 1v1s him.
Infernal Blade way too deadly here if you don't get that BKB off. And that is a very good observer for LGD, going to pay off and allow the high ground to go to work.
That Lotus Orb may have done more harm than good. Collapse takes the double ultimate hit from Nothing to Say. Dropped very low, but the false promise bailed him out. PSG.LGD will take the space.
Keep in mind, they gave that cheese to NTS, so he didn't get Aegis off Roche, but he got something, well, not that good on Huskar, but in theory, it'll still be a lot of HP for Team Spirit to get through.
For sure. And, you know, he'll come back eventually. He's like, you know, I did my job, guys. I'm going to do a little shopping, pick up a Shiva's. See you guys in a little while.
I can help, too.
I'm a building hitter, too. Jiro is getting a little bit low. Again, second life here. Song actually going to be used. Set up the mines. They get the stun. They break through the Lincolns. Any stun from the blast off?
That was close.
Oh, he almost came back from the slide into it, but jumped away to the remnant. Meanwhile, Nothing to Say did hop in. Got hit by the hook shot from behind. Nothing to Say. Fighting cheese goes off. Yatoro had to fight through that and then go back to the fountain for a refiller here. Nothing to Say. We'll get the pick off on Mira, but now he's kind of stuck in the trees.
Team Spirit has to take this window because Tombstone's about to go down. You got through the cheese. There's no song right now.
Yeah, this is your best opportunity to kill Nothing to Say. Yatoro, he's committing. Collapse is committing. Laurel's committing, but they all realize he's too far away. They have to back up. Yatoro with the false promise and the blood mist is actually going to get a lot of heal off of this one. Let's see if enough to outdo the damage.
Oh, it's more than enough.
More than enough. And Shiro's going to be silenced almost immediately. Nothing to Say. He hits him with the taunt. And Team Spirit are fighting back big time.
The buyback from Yatoro, way too much for LG to go through here, and they just throw their bodies at that wall. Not even get that much out of this. They got a melee racks, and that's it. I mean, he gets boosted up. Oh, that refresher, the refresher dream for the Razor, not too far away. Radiant's done. I didn't think we'd get there, but Radiance is done for Laurel. So some extra mischance, some extra burn. That fight did not feel too convincing for LGD. I mean, I can see how they can lose these fights, right? And a lot of that was also based on Mew finding the Bloodseeker up top, which was forcing Yatoro to buy back there. So I guess you didn't have Doom for that, but I don't know. I actually would have expected LGD to be able to stand their ground better.
I think the sleep usage was really weird.
It was very aggressive. They wanted it for the heals, and I think they had an idea they can set up on the Ember out of it. That's hard. You have to hit Stomp Rain Perfect.
Yeah, there was no other single target ability to break through Lincolns. That's instant.
You can throw the net and you get rid of the Lincolns.
Yeah.
But then how do you stun him out of that sleep? That is a much tougher task here.
Well, that's this is gonna make this game a bit more interesting for sure.
I mean, it gives the Spirit a chance to get the next set of items, particularly the refresher finished for Collapse. He also has that level 20 Eye of the Storm talent. This is where Razor becomes pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Like these double Eye of the Storms that are just going ham. They can be devastating.
It's possible for him to shred the Huskar. What the inner fire shard, doesn't that like reduce heal or HP regen? There's like a couple different things that he does, right?
It heals him.
Oh. He's gonna go AC next to try and deal with all this physical damage. Was there an older version of Inner Fire that did something like that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I'm high.
Yeah.
Level 20 talents coming in soon. Tier 4 items. So just a general big buff that we're going to be seeing in all these heroes for the next team fight. We'll see who ends up being the stronger, though, for it.
Also keep in mind the Lotuses that Team Spirit have built here. They have Lincolns on Laurel, but they have a Lotus on Mira and a Lotus on Lapse. There's a lot of single target reflection here that can mess with the Dooms, the Nets, the Orchids. You kind of have to sync up this Nullifier from Shiro on top of who you want to focus here. And you have to think about these buybacks. Unless New wants to go for Ags on, I think at some point you want, but kind of have to decide when and where that is as he's thinking about Refresher first. next Roshan could decide this game, and I mean, Team Spirit, they gave themselves a chance of contesting it here. AC finished for nothing to say, so more physical mitigation been the name of the game the whole time for LGD. Not able to close this one out though, and we are approaching 40 minutes. Full Bloodthorn for Shiro. Okay, that's gonna help his single target man up here versus the Razor, versus the Bloodseeker.
At the same time, we got a MKB Kamui, so that evasion not going to be nearly as effective for the Huskar.
Oh, Collapse just want to run in.
Hot on the low ground. Awkward position to be in. I think what they really need to avoid on the side of PSG.LGD is that overcommitment onto the Blood Mist false promised Bloodseeker.
He's gonna heal.
Yeah, it's way too much heal. It's a guaranteed he outlives all of the damage you put.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they want to get Collapse out first. I think Collapse is the biggest threat in the fight right now. He's also the tankiest, though. That's the problem. He has a Trickster Cloak on top of Halberd. There's a lot of evasion here. Team bottom. They're all team bottom.
Max TPing to try and pick off the Doom.
This is a reverse of last time.
They're going to be able to get some pretty decent ideas here. Almost spotted him. Oh, we blinked away at the sight of the rocket flares.
If that flare had hit,
yeah,
we're going to be looking at a dead Doom here.
Yeah, it would have disabled his Blink Dagger, and Team Spirit would have pounced immediately. But now...
Again in 5 seconds. LGD, they probably know that Team Spirit